Hey guys, welcome to another edition of X Game Plan. This is the second episode of this show. Of course, for the diehards of you, you guys know us from the Double Thought Show. If you're not subscribed to the Double Thought Show, please do so. Go check us out there as well because there we discuss trending topics. Here on Expected Game Plan, we discuss more sports related topics. Sometimes we dive into the sports itself, sometimes we just talk about the news around the sports that might be, and sometimes KR, they're even more entertaining than what happens on the field.
Yeah.
Uh, we have a very good one for you guys today. Before we proceed, remember to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to the Clips channel as well, because on this channel we drop the long format shows and some, of course, some reels, some shorts. But we have a clips channel. It's the X Game Plan Clips. Go check it out. And same goes for Double Thought Show. Subscribe, engage with us. Let us know what you think about the comments, the topics we discuss. And of course, don't forget to like and share the video with your friends, family, and your enemies. With that being said, KR, we want to say one thing before we
Yeah.
start?
You can find all the channels in the channel tab on
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into it. Yes. KR,
Tell me.
there's a player. I mean, I'm more of a basketball fan than you. You watch. You're
Well,
you're you're, you're
maybe
more
close.
you're more you're more of an NFL guy, right?
By far, yeah. I barely watch NBA.
Yeah. Well, I have to say that I've been watching it. I like today's game, but of course, I my childhood was in a different time, like different time of play, different type of players. So I do relate to those players as well. One of those players
Mm,
was a very underrated player, a very good player during during the time that he was playing, but a very underrated player,
not just the guy,
not just the guy.
Cherry Judy.
And the shout out to Smitty and the the no, but and I'm talking about Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce was a
Yeah.
very underrated player as a basketball player. But if you look at his numbers and what he meant for the Celtics, of course, they won a championship when Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen went to the team together with Rondo, and they had like a good team with Perkins and all those players, and they did mash well for a season to win the championship. But
He only
he was
won one championship.
yeah, but he was a
Oh,
very good player. He
I thought he
carried.
had multiple championships, or did they went multiple times to the finals?
They did go multiple times, I believe. Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
it's
know.
a shame though because I do know them. I thought they had more. And so I don't watch a lot of NBA, but I do know those three, right?
Yeah,
Paul Pierce, KG, and Allen. Those
yeah,
three are legendary.
yeah. They were legendary. But now we're gonna talk about how legends can be legends off the court as well, because it seems as though for Paul Pierce has been after since he retired, he's been trying to make up for his underrated status. Uh, I mean, you hear some news of him every now and again, and it's always trending, and it's never positive, right? It's
It depends on what you find positive. You
it's
get it caught
entertaining.
up. It's entertaining. Yes.
It's entertaining definitely, but it's not positive for him. He
For
got
his
fired.
brand.
Yeah, for his brand. Yeah, so he got fired a couple of years ago
Why
because
was he fired? Can you tell me?
he went live. It's not
Hmm.
his boy. It's not his boy that went live like our bro Ja Morant. He so
Moran, right? His name is Moran, right?
Morant, yeah. So um
Without a T.
I got you, man. Let's proceed. Can we move on now? The joke. You made your point. Can we move on? So so he got
John the shooter. Sorry,
he,
I need to get that one out.
yeah, he got fired. He got fired. Paul Pierce
Mm.
did because he went live and You were seeing like strippers dancing while he was live. So he got fired after that. Shortly after, he was invited to, I think it was Kevin Garnett's show, one of his ex teammates on the Celtics, with whom he won a championship with, and he was talking about, this is my girlfriend for the day. If you pay
Well, that was legendary.
live, you could see that he was.
KG was looking at him like, shut up, man.
Yeah, it was like, come on, man, come on, come on, man. No, no, please, don't, please, God damn it.
Well,
But
I have a girlfriend for that.
yeah, so it was very interesting to see that as well. But lately, I just it's been pointed out to me that we that it's again in the news for something else. Did you see the news?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, he has been battling, or he's been not paying his taps, whatever you want to call that. I think I saw an article where his 2019 range was repoed.
2019 range was repoed. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Range Rovers are known to be expensive cars,
yeah,
both when you're buying it and maintaining.
yeah.
So his car was repoed. He owed about 91,000
On a
to,
$100, on $100,
I don't know how much.
how expensive it?
I had to know which they didn't say
Eh,
which model he had, but he owed.
Okay,
It was an unpaid principal balance of 91,000, or almost 92. I think it's probably a $200,000 car, so he hasn't paid half of it. It's crazy though. He's
yeah.
never paid it. He stopped paying it somewhere, according to the article. He stopped paying. Oh, wait a second. It says here. Oh no, this is another business. This is another business. Oh, 2019, 2000. Well, he hasn't been paying a lot of stuff lately, right? Let's talk about the Range Rover first, and then the other stuff he hasn't been paying. The
Mhm.
Range Rover, he didn't pay he had a unpaid principal balance of 91,000. He stopped paying at the end of 2022, according to the bank. So they basically repoed his car because he didn't pay anything else.
Yeah.
Another thing that he didn't pay was for one of his businesses. In 2019, a creditor placed a lien on his business over a debt of 162,000.
Mm.
He had a ganja business in California that
You
went up.
didn't you didn't have to say California, man. Just say ganja biz.
Ganja
I
business.
would have assumed. So only mention a city if it's not California or San
Okay.
Francisco. I mean anything else. Denver, for example. Then I would like, oh, in Denver. But
And
if you
then,
tell
yeah,
me,
okay,
uh,
okay. Yeah, one thing for sure, I think that business went up in smoke. That's for sure.
nice one. I see what you did there.
But he owed 162,000. So they basically um put I think they
Never get high on your own supply. Didn't you?
I'm not sure if he started the business to supply himself or to sell. Back then they put a lien on his marijuana business and also his LA home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So allegedly, the thing is, I think this is weird, right? I mean, the car, Range Rovers are known to be
Expensive.
expensive, yes, and also not trustworthy. A lot of electric problems. A lot of times, I love Range Rovers, but one
Yeah.
thing I do know, I know the types of car they are.
I think uh Andrew Tate also was talking said something like that in the past. He was like, why do I ride a Bugatti? I ride a Bugatti for the status, but it's not the most reliable car.
No,
it can it has like sometimes trouble starting, I mean, and I can get that. But you know what it is about Paul Pierce? Is that, by the way, all everything about his economic situation, or are there more new
I don't know
more?
if this says anything about this economic situation because according to reports, his net worth is 50 million. So I don't know why he's not paying. Maybe there is a bigger story behind it.
Yeah,
But that's all from my side for
yeah,
what I've read.
yeah. But of course, those network the network calculations are always, they're not always the best
Maybe
in
maybe
the case.
those one day girlfriends charge more than we can account for.
5 blunts a day. Now I think that when I think about Paul Pierce, and when you see him how he is off the court, it doesn't seem like, and you compare him to, let's say, a LeBron, you compare him to a Steph Curry, you compare him to a Kevin Garnett, you compare him to anybody else. He doesn't seem mature.
Mm,
He seems like he's, intoxicated, living the good life and with women, and the bachelor life, which I have nothing against at all, but you need to get your money right as well. It wouldn't surprise me that he has the money but is just negligent. I mean, he's that type of person. You know what I'm saying? He's but he doesn't take life seriously, and I think that there are consequences to it. He's a big name. uh, his name would open doors automatically. So he was on ESPN,
hmm
just on account of his name. And but if you do not take it seriously, like that's what I like about someone like Shannon Sharp, who's also on ESPN now. Before that, on First Take, Shannon Sharp takes his job seriously. He doesn't go there. When you compare him to other former athletes turned reporter, you can see that he takes it very seriously. He comes with stats. I mean, he pays some. Of course, they have someone that talk that help them with that information. But he comes well prepared. Whereas other athletes usually talk about what they see with the eye, right? So you can see that he moves
Improv,
slow. What did you say?
improv.
Improv. They call it eye tester thing as well. So it's like
Oh,
what
you
you
mean?
see.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying.
No, they're like, you can see that he's tired. You can see, because they have the knowledge. They can see. They don't talk numbers. Shannon Sharp talks both numbers and
No, that's the
what you see, and
preparation.
that's what basically a reporter. That's what a good reporter does. So, uh, and if you compare so that's what Paul Pierce can reach, right? Even if you say no, his brand is different, right? He's like a more of a funny guy, talkative guy. Then you would think that I would then compare him to, for example, Shaquille and Charles Barkley,
Charles. Yeah.
also good. But
Yeah.
these people aren't fools. They do. I mean,
They
they
act
they
a fool,
they
but they're
act a
not.
fool, but they're not. So I it doesn't. I mean, getting your car repoed isn't. It's not a good look. Whether it's negligence or you don't have the money, it's not a good look, man.
Maybe he was tired of the car itself. He was like, you know what? Because apparently, what they said is basically it was one of the bigger banks um, with the last name with a acronym and a last name. Okay, J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, come on.
I just wanted to say that they said basically um, that they are repoing the car and he's not owing any. They don't expect a
Payment.
part to payment, so they are repoing the whole car and then basically move on from this situation. And
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I don't know if it has to do with he didn't want to pay or he cannot pay. And another thing could also be that the car was basically not working as he expected, and the maintenance was growing. And it's like, you know what, guys, if you don't want to, I cannot sell the car. If I sell it, then I'm gonna I'm owing more money. Then basically come repo it and then I don't have to pay anything else.
I understand that.
I'm not saying that's a good thing, by the way, but
Yeah. So I understand that.
that's a strategy.
I'm just saying that getting your car repoed isn't good for your reputation, whatever the reason may be.
Yeah.
And if
Okay.
I, yeah, if I am an employer, or I'm looking to, build a podcast, and I see
Yeah.
come,
Yeah.
his track record, the only thing that, the only solution I see for him is for him to just like Gilbert does. You have
Yeah, no, Gilbert. He has his
uh,
own podcast and his own.
yeah.
He does his own stuff. It's a very
Well, I really like Gilbert. I really like his style.
yeah
He is a he's he he. I mean,
controversial.
he was an amazing basketball player. It was a shame that his career was cut short due to, let's say, his behavior. But
Again,
no,
behavior.
yeah, behavior. But he was a very smart guy. Whatever you say, because he got paid, so he
Yeah,
made sure he got paid. So, but I really like him. But him, for example, what he did was, because eventually he was like seen as a black sheep, right? The black sheep in the NBA. But what he did was, he created a his own platform where
yeah,
he talks, and then you can get to know the person for who that person is, and people will accept him because he will attract like people that can vibe with, what he speaks. And the same can be said for Paul Pierce. But if you're gonna do it, you
yeah.
need to take it seriously.
Yes.
You can't be having your girlfriend for the day, or unless you're sponsored by escorts or us. But if that's not the case,
OF
then
sponsored by OF.
whatever the case may be. But it's it needs to be deliberate, because I believe that, and especially nowadays, this day and age, you can create a whole brand based on who you really are.
Yeah, yeah. You see that these days with Jeff Teague. I think he's also he has interesting stories. I don't know if you follow his podcast.
I don't. I know he has a podcast. Jeff Teague was also so on my fantasy basketball teams.
You
I
took it
used
out
No, Jeff Teague
with
is a
him?
pretty solid. So
Okay.
he's dependable. He's not a superstar, but he's
Mm,
dependable.
yeah.
And sometimes having dependable players are better
Then to have
than, yeah, because you know that he's not gonna get you maybe 20 a night, but he can give you 60 a night, 16. You know that he's not, you know that his assists are between 6 and 10. You
yeah.
know? So it helps. Whereas you have other players where it can go either way each night. So like I liked him. I had him. If I could get Conley as well, Mike Conley, so all those players. But Jeff Teague wasn't that big of a player.
Mm.
Nothing like noteworthy. But I I don't watch his podcast, but I do know that he has a podcast, and you can really create a fan base solely based on that.
On that these days, yeah. And I'm not a fan, by the way. I didn't know him, but he started popping up in my algorithm.
Yeah. To
And
be
he
honest, when you said Jeff Teague, to be honest, when you just said Jeff Teague, the first thing that came to my mind was, he's probably referring to someone else, because there's no way in hell this guy knows who Jeff Teague is based on, let's say, basketball. And
that
I'm
no,
only
I
saying,
don't know him of basketball. I
yeah,
know
and
him
I'm
of
yeah,
story of basketball because he's popping up in my algorithm.
yeah,
I don't know, but probably people who I follow like his stuff, and he
yeah,
pops up in my stuff.
yeah. And I'm just to be clear, I'm only saying this of because you're not an NBA fan. You're more you watch more NFL than NBA. If you watch NBA, then of course you know all the,
I didn't know him from the NBA. Like I
yeah, yeah,
said, I
yeah,
don't know this dude. He tells great stories though.
yeah,
Him
yeah,
taking L's. He seems like a bitch who L taker, and he doesn't want to. Well, technically, it's not really an L what he takes when the stories he tells. He tells stories like people trying to give him L's.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I think Paul Pierce can be of that caliber, um, or at least not off, even higher, but I mean, he has a great name. He's a funny guy. If he takes it a bit serious, I think he can develop a great brand online. Because look at
I'm sure he can.
what's the other guy? What's his name again? He's the anti NBA guy these days.
Kwame Brown.
Kwame. If Kwame can build a brand and make money off of his channel, I mean, then Paul should be able to make some money off of his channel.
Yeah, because Kwame Brown was a well. the-
Don't say that. Don't
No,
say
no, 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 no,
that.
that's why I stopped.
Kwame.
Kwame Brown. So no, let me rephrase it. Kwame Brown was labeled a bust.
Yeah,
He was labeled a bust, and you would think if he hadn't done anything aside from that, when you think of Kwame Brown, you think of a bust,
yeah,
just because that was the narrative that's always been portrayed on him.
yeah,
And now you see him, you see him talking about more than just NBA or basketball. You see, let's say the human side that he can talk about, being a man, being a black man, being, talking about various stories like heavy social topics.
yeah.
And it's basically a rebrand, and this person can actually, in a couple of years, when people think about Kwame Brown, it wouldn't even matter what he did in the NBA, because
Yeah.
they know him for what he's doing now.
He basically took what they said about him, about the bust, and took it and called his. He started with the first reactions he made was about that, people trying to clown him, and then he explained, and then I mean, the way he explained it, it made total sense. He even called his show or his channel Kwame Bust Life.
Yeah,
And
Kwame Brown boss life. Yeah,
yeah, and I think if he could do that with the right, I mean, he doesn't have a team. I think he basically does everything on his own. But I think if Paul puts a team together, he can definitely make something happen, man.
yeah, because
And then he can.
as good as he is, his track record shows that he can do it alone.
Before you know, he starts streaming one time a week, and then it's one time a month, and then it goes to one time a year. Every year on his birthday, he's making videos of him with his girlfriend Sunday.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Oh man, but yeah, man, it's crazy. I think I wish him all the best, man.
Yeah,
This
me
is the
too.
only thing.
I like the guy. He's a entertaining guy, but I think that, and
Him
again,
and KG,
we
they
don't know
should
what the
have
reason
a
is.
podcast together.
What did you say?
Maybe they have a podcast. I don't know. Do they have a
Who?
podcast together? Him and KG.
No, 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 I don't think so. No, KG is not. KG is not gonna rest down. I wouldn't. I wouldn't if I wouldn't. I mean, no,
Oh man.
I wouldn't. But because KG used to have a pod. I don't know if it's a podcast or a segment with what's his name, the Glove, Gary Payton,
Mm,
in the past. But I don't think so. I think he's doing it alone now.
okay.
He's doing it alone. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Let's transition to
He's on Showtime, by the way, just like all the smoke and those guys.
Showtime. Stopped broadcasting. Is going to stop broadcasting boxing. You heard it?
I I I did. Yeah,
End of an era. Days and the zone is taking over everything.
yeah, yeah.
Also, bad boxing matches as well. Before we continue? Did you saw
See,
the box? Did you see the boxing match between Dylan and and uh, and Logan?
no, I did.
I didn't either, but I saw clips. You think I'm gonna pay for that? I already knew that it was gonna be a bust, but it looked horrible, man. I know
Yeah,
people paid $60 for the pay per view. They are gonna, you know what I think this is gonna be at the end. They are gonna siphon all the money out, and at the end, boxing will be left alone with a hole in it. The
yeah.
whole
I think the celebrity boxing is the future, because
I'm
people
not
are
the
more. I
future. If people box like like the level I saw
Yeah,
in
I
that
don't think
match,
so. I
it
don't.
people will not tune in, man.
I don't think so. You know why? Because the I don't think so because the it's not centered around the sport. It's centered around the people.
Mm,
And as
maybe.
long as those people have fans, they will tune in.
Fans, or are you talking about
Yeah, fans, supporters, like people
you
that follow them. Because
you
it's so. What did you say?
you? I mean, there is a level of fan, right? I mean, if a I mean, I mean, come on. Let's be honest. I mean, you can be a fan, but if you want to, okay, maybe you
But
may
it's
be
a simple equation. It's a
blinded
simple
by watching your the guy you're a fan of pop
yeah.
someone's chain.
But it's a simple equation, KR. If you have millions, tens of millions of followers,
Yep, them
you
one
can calculate if 1% tunes in, for example, that's a lot.
dollar.
It's a lot. So you can get into the millions easily. And if the other guy has it as well, it's not really a big deal. And of course, you have those people that are, and what they do is they hype it up. So even if you're not a fan, you might think, let's see what this is.
Yeah, I
Be-
think the hype up
Because the
in this one
KSI
is kind of crazy.
because KSI also fought
Yeah, KSI fought the
the son
brother.
of Tyson Fury, right? Or this is it brother or son?
No, not the son, man. The
The
brother.
brother?
Yeah, the brother.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was the son actually.
Nah, it's his brother.
Okay.
It's his brother.
He won by points, I think.
Tyson isn't that old. What the heck are you talking about? You know how old his son has to be for him to fight? Anyway,
Tyson Fury is about 30 something, right?
yeah. Then he would have. Let's not go that route. Um, let's not go there. Let me reel this back in. Let me reel this back in because we're going a weird. So to bring it back, yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think
Yeah, but maybe you're right though. Maybe there will always be dupes that will be willing to see the people they are a fan of pop someone's chain or get their chain popped.
yeah. 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 The
Yeah, it's either or because I mean
yeah.
I think Logan lost one, both Logans. Well, I've also seen a video of the other Logan. You have the what other? You have the
No,
Logan and
no, you have the other Paul, you
yeah,
mean.
other
Yeah, you
Paul.
have Logan Paul and
Logan,
Jake Paul.
Jake was looking very. Let me call it energetic.
Yeah.
Energetic in the
But I think of the two, I think Jake is the better boxer, right? I think.
yeah, I don't know, but maybe he is, maybe
I
he is.
think he is. I have the impression at least that he's a better boxer, but I
But
might be
they're fighting guys that can box either, right? The one
well.
time they
What
fight people that can box, they lose.
who fought Floyd? Which one of them fought Floyd? One of them fought Floyd, right?
One of them fought Floyd, but I mean
But
that
yeah,
one.
but then is that I
I
mean
mean,
the
Floyd
weight
was
the
just
weight difference is
big difference, and at the end, and at the end, according to what I've seen videos, he was basically telling Floyd, "It's an exhibition, man. Stay stay focused. Don't try to pop my chain over you." Wait
yeah,
a second, Logan Paul.
yeah.
It was Logan who fought. So it was Logan who fought. I think Logan who fought. Logan fought Mayweather.
Logan fought Mayweather. All right. Yeah. So
But when then we're gonna go back to the topic we wanted to discuss. Logan is now also saying sorry to his girlfriend for putting him through this.
putting her
Like, her, yeah, her. Putting her in this cycle
un-
of
unless you know something I don't.
putting her in the cycle of the preparation towards this match because Dylan was going crazy on Twitter. You heard that, right?
Dylan is the girlfriend?
Now, Dylan is the guy he fought, But in the lead up to the fight, I mean, you they
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, he was talking crazy about. Yeah, I don't know exactly what he said, but I do know that he was saying some crazy things.
So he was
What wasn't he? Wasn't he like
in
doxing her
video.
at some point?
It came to basically doxing. Yeah, he was basically posting videos of her admitting that she liked the banana, and it was crazy. He posted like 1,000 pictures of her with other guys, with the ex-boyfriends, and also, there are some videos where you think like, dude,
Uh,
what the heck is Logan
yeah,
doing? And I think Dylan said basically, hey, this is a broke. I'm trying to save his life.
yeah. But don't
So
you think that on that level, I have the impression that on that level, especially for those people like the Pauls who've been, content creators from the start, for them, I mean, they do see it, but they do recognize as well the value it has for
of
the
course,
promotion and so I do think that in that sense it's different.
it looked crazy. I'm gonna tell you, dude. Dylan, I don't know. You can say Dylan went maybe a bit too far as well, because they were basically also talking about suing Dylan to stop him to do this. But I think that that's also. I mean, it was a build up to the fight, but
It's a build up to the fight, yeah.
it looked crazy. I mean, the guy was posting pictures of his girlfriend with other men every day, multiple times a day,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
multiple videos.
yeah.
It looked crazy. At the end, who knows what's gonna happen? He's gonna marry her apparently. Better put
That's
a
what I
pin.
heard. That's what I
Better put
heard.
a pin. We bet Jay. It's Logan. Logan, if you're watching this, probably you aren't, but we have a couple of videos about prenup. Go watch those on Double Thought Show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. uh Not on another note, KR, just to switch topics.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade.
Ah. Yeah, Dwayne, man. NBA, another NBA
Not
talk.
yeah, I mean, NBA guys are, I
Yeah,
mean, NFL. Well, the difference is that the difference between NBA and NFL guys, I think, is the rap sheet. But Dwayne Wade has been Dwayne Wade.
well, you had the biggest psychopaths playing in the NFL.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, CTE is is real.
It's a hell of a
So
drug.
Dwayne Wade went
Well,
viral
yeah,
for making some very interesting comments comparing the NBA to the transatlantic transatlantic slave trade. Uh,
yeah.
did you see that?
Yes, yes, I've read about it. I didn't see the video because it's apparently it's a segment out of a three-part BET special. BET, man, come on, BET special with his wife, and they were
Ah,
basically it's titled Gabrielle Union: My Journey to 50. I didn't know Gabrielle was 50, by the way. Is it true? God, is
she
Gabrielle?
looks good. She looks good.
Oh my God, Gabrielle is 50.
She looks good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm Jesus. Mm, mm, mm. Anyway, well. Oh, that's only looks.
That's
Man,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's only looks because in
it's
the mind, it's nothing.
my
Yeah.
but not my type. Let's put it this
Yeah.
way. In the
Yeah.
mind, it's a bit not my type. But yeah, so they made this three part special, and basically they went to the ancestral Africans, and then he basically compared the aspect of basically in the draft they measure your arms, and they measure you, they test you to how they used to do the slaves back then.
So I was wondering. So that's one of the things. So is that the sole reason why he compared it, or other thing? Were there other things?
Well, so that's what I've read. So I haven't watched it myself, but this basically it says, well, it's like you go to the NBA and your physique, it matters. my arms being long, the build of my body, my athleticism. That's what got me drafted.
I think his skills got him drafted. But another thing, KR, in the past, I believe they also like was testing how did how did Steven Jackson put it? um, they were also they were also checking to see what he was what the slaves
What it
were
was
what they were working with. A shout out to Steven Jackson, man. Oh man, that
what
was
they
a
were
good one.
packing. What they were packing. Were they packing heat? Or was it
I
as,
don't I
as
don't
Cam Newton said, two what is it? He said 2-inch venom.
yeah, I don't know what the
Some people have hammers, others have wrenches.
yeah, I don't know what the but I don't think they do that in the NFL or
Not
NBA, the NBA, the NBA draft. But were there other comparisons?
IQ, etc. There's a lot of things that he talked about, but not in general. I think that the whole comparison this is the thing, right? The we talked about this a little bit a couple of shows ago with also with Kaepernick, and he made it a whole thing. I mean, you got to be very. Kaepernick basically said 101, more like 101. So I think maybe Dwayne was kind of going that route as well, but was kind of wary of not to make it too one-on-one comparison,
Yeah.
because I think that the whole Kaepernick thing looked crazy. The whole Kaepernick thing, to be honest, that looked very crazy. Where he basically said it's a one-on-one.
But the thing is this, Care. The trans the trans and transatlantic slave trade
Hmm.
was, let's start there. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But it was a business. It was a business. And black people, the slaves, were seen as products.
By
They
both
weren't,
the one who's capturing it, because it weren't also
yeah,
only white.
by both the Africans, the Africans that were capturing them and the Europeans that were purchasing them and transporting them to the other side of the world. So they were seen as products.
Mhm.
And if you have a product, you check it to see whether it is in good
To the standard,
condition.
yeah, to the standards you need them to be in.
Exactly. But to say that every time you check if something is fulfilling, like is reaching a certain standard or a threshold, has to be compared to slavery, that's just
You,
very
you're
ignorant.
weakening the whole history.
If you're going to apply for a job, they
That
need to test to see if you are equipped for the job, if you are the right person for the job. So they would need to conduct a certain series of tests. I bet you that if you didn't, if he didn't go to the NBA, but he became an accountant, no one would have checked his wingspan. So, but you're going, you're going, you're come on, man. It's so
maybe it's a
you're
pause on that one.
you're going to you're, you're going you're going to, if you are applying for a job in which your physical abilities and your build has direct plays a direct factor in the way you would perform, then they would need to.
Partial, not directly though.
I said partially, I didn't say only.
Okay, okay.
I said directly. I said your build directly has influence. For example, You can be a great player, but if you're 5'5", no one's gonna draft you unless you, or you have to be like, let's say, very good, like Moxie Bolt, or
What's
what's the
the
other,
other guy? The small guy. You know,
Robinson, Nate Robinson.
Robinson,
You
yeah,
like, but then those are exceptions.
yeah.
But so it's what he's saying is, I'm tired of people comparing. It's not apples. It's like, you need, when you're applying, if you are hiring, you need to see if someone is fulfilling all the check boxes that you would
Sure.
need them to fulfill in order to enter into an agreement with that person. So it's just,
I totally agree with you on this. I think, and this goes for me also for other, because people like to use past to compare to this where we are right now, and they use the mustache man, the small mustache man. Know what I mean? Not gonna say his name. Him, I'm
yeah,
not gonna say his name,
yeah,
but they always use him as a comparison to either people that are doing things these days or whatever. It weakens the whole thing. It's the same here,
yeah,
in my opinion. But I mean, because it's not the same. It's not totally the same. I mean, here you have. By the way, if you the draft is, I mean, you're not basically forced to be part of the draft. That's where it starts. The comparison ends right there.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Draft is, you choose to be part of the draft.
yeah,
Back in the days, you didn't have the choice.
yeah,
Either they slice your throat, or you go stand there, and you do whatever you do. So, and it weakens the whole importance of the history. I think people use these comparisons too willy-nilly, and all. It's painful to watch, let's put it that way. Painful. It's the
yeah,
same with, i mean the thing, and right now he's retired, so he's not coming back. He's trying to build a brand for himself outside of the
same,
NBA. He's
yeah.
looking very, very
Another
weirdy out here.
another Russell Wilson. I think that
Well,
he yeah, continue. Sorry, I you were talking.
no, yeah. Only thing I wanted to say was that the he's retired, right? But you have Colin, who did the same, and not even 2 years after, he's trying to get back into that chain. So you look like a hypocrite if you do that. If it's a comparison, give the money back then. If you don't like the what you did,
Yeah,
people start doing you. I mean, you start going down a road where people will use weird arguments
hmm,
to try to take you down.
yeah,
You don't have to go that route. That's what I'm trying to
yeah,
say.
yeah. Of course, and you want the money, and if you want the money, it's do you think those people had money, or at least that much money to do you think they had money to pay for their children's transition during slavery? Come on, man.
Where is my camera? Can I?
Come on, no.
Yeah, I
it's
just
it's
hit it,
so
but
and then you're sitting in your penthouse, and or your mansion with your wife that's also bawling, and then now you want to talk, and it's all, I mean, yeah, it's an
narcissism.
opinion. It's an
Almost
opinion.
narcissism at a certain point, right?
I don't know if it's narcissism, but it's just an opinion, and you want to talk, you want to say some things, you can. I think that at the end of the day, it's not, yeah, it's an opinion,
So,
but it's doesn't mean, it's not because that he's Dwayne Wade. It's not because you are a legend on the court that means that everything you say is facts or it makes sense. So that's what I would say.
yeah.
You have to split the two. He's an amazing basketball player. One of the greatest thing that he did was he put his ego aside when LeBron came to the Miami, because he was like, okay, this needs to be his team. I will support him. And when I say support, he was like very good. I mean, to say that he supported him, I don't want to insult him as well either, because when I say support, it's not like he was standing on a three.
LeBron as well.
It's not like he was standing on a 3-point line just shooting 3-pointers. They had like a good chemistry, but he was like, okay, I'm gonna let this needs to be LeBron's team, and it's very big. He's just a great player, but what he does outside, so off the court, it's not really. I don't agree with a lot of the points he makes, but I'm pretty sure. But that's okay. I mean, everyone has a way of seeing things. Regarding this particular point, to compare the NBA, where people where first of all you can freely participate, you can freely choose not to, but you want the money, so you do participate, and then you do measuring. When you go to the tailor, and the
Please.
tailor measures you, is that also comparable to the slave
Oh,
trade? I mean,
oh.
what are we talking about, man?
Hey, by the way,
And I can see that his clothes are tailored.
oh yeah, the NBA money does good, right? Mm.
So it's just no, it's no.
Crazy thing is, people these days, I saw around this article, people were saying it's funny how we thought during the careers with the Miami Heat time that Bosch was the one. Yeah, it wasn't Bosch.
The Bosch was what?
Bosch was acting weird during this career, right? During the Heat time,
Yeah.
the whole suspecting, and then at the end,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it was all in front of our faces, but we just didn't see it.
Oh, what a thought. Yeah.
Well, but
Another Will and Jada. But yeah, so no, but
just
enough.
disappear. Why is it so hard for people to just disappear? We don't hear things about Bosch, right? He's
Yeah.
living his life.
Yeah.
But
I always use the comparison of Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is
oh yeah,
surfing in the
I
Bahamas.
haven't heard of him ever since he retired. That's a good
Yeah,
one, by the way.
he's surfing. He's on. Yeah, I think he has a weed
Company,
company. Yeah,
probably.
something
Yeah, you
like
gotta have a company. You make your money, and then you retire, man.
yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah,
disappear. Why you gotta stay? The crazy thing is the longer you stay in picture, the crazier you will look.
yeah, yeah. You can look depending on what you see. I mean,
Yeah.
and
I mean, that's true.
and he looks crazy just by what he wears alone.
Uh,
So, hey, KR, we have like a short amount of time to talk, but I did want to talk about this last topic. Did you hear about the Caleb Williams story?
which one?
The ownership
Yeah,
that
the
he
one. Yeah,
that yeah, yeah.
that's been a rumor they have been talking about lately. That
But can you explain it a bit to me, because I
yeah, so basically there are rumors out there that the management team, because I mean the draft is coming up, so
yeah,
people start the management team start talking with the NFL teams, right? You gotta
yeah.
start.
Because he's a college
Yeah,
is he
right
what
now he's a college quarterback, one
quarterback?
of the current holder of the Heisman. So
Okay,
he's a good player
he's established as a college player.
as a college player, and the rumors are, and people haven't. I mean, these are rumors, right? So
Yeah,
they've been talking about the fact that the management is pointing out that he wants partnership ownership of the
team that
when
drafts
the team that drafts him, yeah, which is
good. That's smart, I think.
it's a smart thing. I don't think he will get it, but it's I think I refer to this as he's just setting so that he's anchoring. Usually people start discussing about certain things, right? He's anchoring towards something totally different, and
But
people
can
are saying or critiquing him for this right now because he's doing something that no one has ever done
Of
before.
course, but why wouldn't you ask for ownership? And never mind that. As a team, I understand that you don't want to create a precedent because that's what it's really
That's
about.
it. This is
That's,
not the NBA, dude.
but at least what you can do is put an, it doesn't need to be ownership, but it can be, let's say, a bonus
Mhm.
that is equivalent to an X amount of shares.
Yeah, I
So
think that's the only way you can do it. By the way, the bonus can only hit after his retirement because there is a rule that an owner of the franchise is not allowed to play for the team for any team.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If it's you're only the owner if the shares are in your name. So I think that if you have a clause where you say that you get a bonus to the equivalent of what the shareholders get, then you get a
After
bonus.
retirement,
Oh, it's why should it be after you're not the owner? Why can't you get the bonus?
we want share. He doesn't want the
We he
owner.
wants he wants shares, but
He wants
you're
share.
saying, yeah, but you're saying that he's anchoring.
Yeah,
So
he's
I'm
anchoring
saying,
for shares.
so yeah, so I'm saying okay. I'm saying this. Let's say he's anchoring, he's asking for something that he knows that he probably will not get. Okay,
Mhm,
and they tell him no,
mhm.
and then he says, well, if I can't get that, then I want at least a bonus to the equivalent of an X%. And then if they say yes, then he can get the bonus immediately
He could do
because
that.
he's not a owner. It's just a bonus.
Just
The
yeah,
bonus just happens
monetary
to be to the equivalent of a percentage of shares.
percentage. Yeah. I do understand this point. Yeah, let's say for example, if you look at a quarterback like Brady, right? He brought um, Patriots 6 times Super Bowl, or 6 times he went to yeah 6 times he won 6 Super Bowls. Would make sense if he actually made Patriots by with him, of course, and others. Um, Very valuable, but I don't think any owner will buckle to this, man. First of
Mm.
all, even if you put it to performance, it's gonna set a precedent. And every player who comes in NFL is not the NBA. Let's start there.
No. So
It's
I would say this, KR.
even
If
close. It's not even
yeah,
close.
so I would say that,
One last thing before you say, players in the NBA can put a team together. They can say, guys, let's go to the Brooklyn Nets or let's go to the Miami Heat.
yeah.
NFL, it's you cannot do that.
Yeah.
But
So I would say this. We were talking about um, Dwayne Wade's comments in the previous segment, uh, in which he compared the NBA with the transatlantic slave trade. And
mm,
I told you that it's, I mean, totally different, right? They get money, they have the freedom to choose to go draft it, etc. So I'm not going to repeat everything. But what I will say is this: if just as a as a thought exercise,
uh,
if we were to compare a sport with the transatlantic slave trade, it would be the NFL.
that's close. Yeah.
That's closer than the NBA, I would say.
The NBA, you can choose to which owner you want to go to. it's
Although I think just to be clear, I think the comparison
it's not
is
there's no
is
comparison at
as
all.
at all. But if we were to
If
compare it,
you
I would say
would
the
entertain the thought of
yeah,
comparing the two, I think NFL is much closer than
yeah, and maybe not as close as the transatlantic slave trade, but definitely as close as the slaves during Roman times when they were fighting in colosseums against tigers and elephants.
yeah. No, yeah. That's maybe we have to look at other times. We shouldn't compare it to the recent
The-
slavery. You
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
go back to the Roman times.
yeah.
But
But to get back to it, I think that it's a very interesting. What you do see, KR, and I really like it, is a shift in mindset of players. it does seem as though they are more and more financially literate, or at least maybe not literate in itself, but they understand that they understand the game, and and it he might start, he might not get it, but it might be just a matter of time until the players association, because I don't know if the NFL also have a, yeah, they do,
NFL,
yeah. So that the players association
they
will
do
start.
bullshit though, but okay.
What did you say?
They do bullshit, but okay.
Well, are they players?
Yeah, they are players, but
Okay, that's the reason why.
they are pushing stupid stuff, man. Like instead of pushing for certain payment types, they are pushing to allow players to smoke weed. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What are we
Well,
doing?
let me put it like this: if they do push for better, let's say more money, they might find themselves playing for the Panthers. So I do understand why they do what they do. All
Oh,
I'm saying is this: it's just a matter of time before this really becomes an issue and people will start demanding it. And of course, in a negotiation, you can always cap it. You can always say, well, if you get 1/10 of the percent, and it might seem,
that's also ownership, right? That's what I said to in a comment. I
but
mean,
1/10 of a multi-million-dollar company is a lot of money. So
yeah, I'll give you one. You get like a employees pocket of shares. And then anyone can get 1/10 if you win a Super Bowl. If you don't win a Super Bowl, you get nothing. And that's how you stack it. I
yeah,
think that's probably what's gonna happen in the future.
actually, an incentive base would be better indeed. Hey,
That's
you
what I,
want it?
what I said.
That's a good one.
You gotta win Super Bowls.
Yeah,
How can I give you any ownership if you're not adding to
yeah,
the value of the franchise? Like
yeah,
I said, Brady is the only one who can say he added value. And I mean, there's more guys than Brady was the constant factor, but a lot of guys contributed to Pages winning that those six.
yeah,
So then you got to say, okay, he can get 1%, 1/10 of a percent, 2/10 of a percent, and then he gets at the end of his career. and
yeah,
and also though, I think people are saying he's arrogant because also his latest comments about the guy running up the after the Notre Dame game, he had like FUC Notre Dame on his fingers painted, and the guy ran up to him after the game. They lost the game, asking him to show it, and he said basically everyone wants to walk in these shoes, something like that, and he doesn't care about the people, the sheep. I've got the guys to lead, and lions don't worry about that, and we keep on fighting. People said he was arrogant of that for saying that. Actually, there is a narrative going along that he's a very arrogant guy and he's not a good leader. Let me tell you this, guys, and then we can close this show. You know what Brady said to Kraft the first time they met?
what?
I'm the best choice this franchise has ever made. He hasn't
Yeah,
played a game. Just know that arrogance can be viewed from different angles. Arrogance can be sometimes people not understanding true confidence in yourself
yeah,
and your abilities.
yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see. Let's see how this story will turn out. But I do think it's a very interesting story, and
Good man.
it's definitely, it's definitely pushing pushing things into a direction. It's very interesting, and as an owner, I would say a player that wins you a championship can definitely, um, that can, or multiple championships, then that player
That's
can
what I'm
definitely,
saying.
yeah,
And your franchise automatically grows in value.
yeah,
The six Champions League championships put Patriots in the
Yeah.
number two position of the most valuable team.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're the lowest and then you win six. You gotta grow up.
Yeah, but sometimes they sabotage themselves. Huh? Shout out to the Seahawks. So, with that being said, KR, I think, yeah, I think we discussed everything. Guys, let us know in the comment section what you think about the topics we discussed today. Whatever your thoughts are, let them know, or at least leave your comments down below in the comment section. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with your friends, family, and your enemies. Don't forget to subscribe to our other channels as well. So this is the X Game Plan. You have the X Game Plan Clips channel. You have the Double Thought Show where we discuss trending topics. So this is the sport channel. We have another channel where we discuss trending topics. And of course, for the Double Thought Show, we also have Double Thought Clips, which is the clips channel of the Double Thought Show. You can search for them on YouTube, but it might be better if you just check out in the channels tab here on YouTube. You will find all the linked channels and you can check them out and subscribe to them. It's been a pleasure to serve you once more. We'll see each other in the next one. Thanks for your attention. And until next time. What's this?
Peace.
What's this? Peace.
Not gonna say anything.